It's February, and there's love in the air.
Love is in the air.
It is, and we're going to be talking to
right?
Love is in the air.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking to Coach Eric today about the 5 love languages and how we can grow closer to our spouse. Also, we have Nina Anders from an award-winning blog sharing a journey, and
we have casting agent Jill Strickman, and she will share how she casts real people in the real commercials that you see on TV.
like Dove and Peloton. So stay right here. We've got a great show coming up for you guys.
Welcome to In the Burbs, where there's life outside the city. Family life in the burbs is busy. There's the kids. They play soccer, football, basketball, swim team. They need water, drinks, and snacks. So many snacks. Meanwhile, Amy and Gina are volunteering, meeting the neighbors, getting involved with book club, and tennis. As the kids grew older, Amy started doing stand-up and wrote a couple of books. Gina became a fitness instructor and writes for a blog. And now they're sharing their experiences with you on a talk show featuring experts, funny guests, and a live studio audience. Sort of. Don't forget to tune in every other Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the UI Media Network. If you want to connect with us, call us live at 678-495-4345 or comment on our Facebook page, In the Burbs. And now, here's Amy and Gina.
Love is in the air.
Love. Remember that one? Love will keep us together.
It's Valentine's Day month. It's coming up. And do you know who, what your partner's love language is? Or do you even know what your own love language is?
I think I do.
I think I do too. But Coach Eric is going to help us grow closer to our partners by understanding more about love languages. And he has a free quiz. It's going to be available on our Facebook page later.
Yeah, dude. We have mail.
We have mail.
Boy, we're singing a lot
today. We're
today.
Get the bumper for the mail.
I hope we're not scaring people away.
Okay, the first mail. Dear Amy and Gina, this is fitting for the times.
Yes.
My husband's so unromantic. Can you fix him? I don't know. It's really hard.
As Lucy would say, I don't know.
Eric might be able to help us with the love languages, but I did think I had a girlfriend who had a very, very unromantic husband. I have a romantic husband. Almost too romantic. I'm like, step away. But he is very romantic.
Back off,
it's
bud.
just settle down. But she gave her husband the 1001 Ways to Be Romantic, and she gave him another book that you like tear out vouchers. And even though she did tell him to do it, she's like, here, I like these things. He actually did some of them, and it did help. So there are books out there and some fun things that you can do to maybe get your husband to be more romantic.
My husband's not really romantic. And you know, Stan would probably agree. We've been married a long time. But I'm not one that likes all the mushy stuff.
Well, she does.
Some
Sarah
people do. Some people like that. And you got to know that when you get married, right?
Sausalito. Sarah from Sausalito.
That's why you need to know what your love language is. So if that's something you need to find that out about your spouse.
Right.
And Eric's going to help us with that later.
All right, you guys stay right here because when we come back, we have Coach Eric G. Reed talking about the love languages and how we can reconnect or connect at a deeper level with our spouses. So stay right here. We'll be right back with Eric G. Reed.
Bye.
If this content resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel at uimedianetwork.org to stay updated with our uncensored shows. Also, like and follow us at UI Media Network on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and almost all your favorite podcasting platforms.
Gosh, this day has flown by. Are we saving
was an understatement.
The best for last?
I think so.
I don't know. I love everyone
today. Yeah.
Okay, so we have an announcement.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Roll out the red carpet.
This section, I don't know if you guys noticed, is called Ask Coach Eric. And Chris Corso is going to do the audio. He's going to do something fun for us, which he always does. We just didn't have it today.
Yeah.
But we had such a great response from having Eric as a guest on our show a couple times. And viewers started asking questions. Well, how about Eric? Why don't you get the professional? What would Eric do? And we're like, hey, hold up. Let's ask him.
We'll just have him on.
Eric's going to come on once a month and share his wisdom with us. Welcome, Eric, to In the Burbs on a permanent level. Well, until you
once a month, we will have Eric do a segment, Ask Coach Eric.
Ask Coach Eric. Welcome, Coach Eric.
This is all you, Coach.
How exciting to be here with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And thank you for inviting me back. And thank you for all the Ask Coach Erics.
Okay, so share because you know better than we do. We've been forwarding them to you. So you're going to cover today. We're going to talk about love, but in the future, just give people a glimpse of what they can look forward to.
Wow. So, as I was reading through them, I was trying to look for a common thread because I often do that when I'm working with writers or speech writers about we got to have a common thread. And I really stumbled across that thing we said at the end of the last one, that words matter. And the words that we tell ourselves, maybe the words we use around our teams or our families. And so I heard a lot of people asking, like, how do I communicate better? How do I lead better? How do I talk to myself better? How do I get out of negative habits or negative mindsets? There were some parenting questions. That'll be fun for me to explore. And so we're going to cover it all. You just got to send the questions in. And I know in the show notes, you're going to give the address and all of that. So I am here to see what I can do to add value to you, help you get unstuck and moving again.
Okay. And so today the question was people wanted to know is, I feel disconnected from my spouse, or I want to connect more with my spouse. And Gina said, well, I don't know how to help you, but we know who does. Coach Eric.
I've been married so long, I don't even know.
I don't know. Go on vacation. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, so Eric, today you're going to talk about a classic book that a lot of us have heard of, and maybe they did it 20 years ago, but they forgot. But it's Gary Chapman's very famous, The 5 Love Languages. So tell us why people, this even helps you with your friendships. It really does, identifying what your love language is.
So first, if you're feeling disconnected, if you're feeling a little porcupiney, it's okay. I think COVID and, everybody's saying social distance. It started like, are we going to be like the Ozzie and Harriet couple that we're going to sleep in separate beds until COVID is over? And so how do we recapture that spark that we maybe had 23 years ago when I met my spouse? How do we pull that back? And so when we talk about the 5 love languages, often people say, oh, I'm a words of affirmation, or I love quality time. Do you know what your spouses are? Because here's what happened. Love is like the most important thing, but it's also the most confusing thing. I mean, for a guy, I can say, I love you and I love hot dogs with the same amount of emotion. And like, you stand there and look at me like, really? So how do we... What I often say is like, okay, you heard I love you, but I also heard that little voice in your head a little louder than normal say, really? That's because your love language meter isn't getting binged. You're not hearing it because as a spouse, I'm working from my language, hoping it works on you. Right. And that's the complete opposite way.
Okay, wait, let me make sure I heard this. Because people like to give the love language that they like to receive. Like, exactly. I like to give gifts because I like to get gifts. And I like to do acts of service because I like to organize and like that. But I like quality time.
Right. And when I hear I love you, but I haven't seen you in the last week except for 5 minutes because you've been so busy, I'm not connecting to that I love you because do you really? That's exactly what goes through your head, Eric. Really? Because I haven't seen you in 3 days. And then...
we love you, Dr. Stan.
And I'm not. Yes, Stan. You know what I mean.
Okay.
But you're not different. It's easier to give what you know,
right?
And from where you feel most comfortable. And if your love language happens to be acts of service or physical touch, the way you like to be loved, you assume the whole planet operates on the same wavelength as you do.
Right.
And the reality is they don't. And what's been shown is more often than not, couples pair up not with their same love language, but almost the complete opposite love language for some reason.
Opposites attract, I guess.
Okay, so let's go through 5. Eric, go through the 5. I mean, Gina and I can name them, but you're the expert, so you go through them. Give us the 5 love languages.
We're putting a lot of pressure on you right from the start, Eric.
You said it was going to be fun. Yeah. All right, so the first one is words of affirmation. And now there's 2 ways that you got to think about it. Saying, oh, you look great. That scores like maybe a 3. But if you relate it to something personal and timely, like, I like the way you styled your hair this morning before you went to work. That was really great. It shows that you recognized a change or an effort in the other person. You gave them praise or compliment in an area that they wanted to see change in. And it's like saying, hey, you look great. You look great when you put your hair back, and especially when you use that blue headband that you do.
It's specific and it's detail, and we love that.
Okay, I don't
notice.
And it doesn't always.
Next. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. No,
quality time. Quality time.
Like
okay.
Time.
So quality time does not mean watching a movie together.
Mm-hmm.
Quality time means connecting together. So if you want to use quality time and go to a movie, schedule time afterwards to go sit and talk about the movie, to, take a walk before and after the movie. When somebody's love language is quality time, they want that eye-to-eye contact. They want those questions and answers. They want that dialogue.
That's so funny because I would say after a movie, I'm like, let's break it down. To my husband, I'm like, this is a hole in the plot. And he's like, can I just enjoy the movie? So that's not.
Well, I'm the one asking questions in the movie.
Oh,
and he's
me
like,
too.
stop.
Okay.
But I like that. I think you do have to. And for me, I like quality time. I like being able to just go for rides and just walk and have that time together.
Fun.
Yeah. But go ahead. Keep going.
Words
We'll
of
go back to that.
affirmation, quality time.
Number 3, receiving gifts. Now, a Rolex is really great. Like you said, diamonds don't bring calories.
Is a coffee cup.
Also is a coffee cup. So, for instance, on Valentine's Day, it's very easy to give a dozen roses. What would happen if you gave 11 with a note that said, it was on the 11th of April that I fell in love with you?
Oh, that is sweet.
That's a gift.
That is
that
going to
connects.
you're going to probably get naked later if someone does that.
So gifts that connect, gifts that relate, gifts that carry significance, not just monetarily gifts.
Okay.
Number 4 we're going to do is acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my natural is acts of service. I love when people do acts of service for me because it frees up time.
Yes.
What you don't want to do is say, honey, I got a housekeeper because you seem too busy to clean the house.
Mm.
It's
No,
not going to work.
that.
But if you say, I dropped the kids, I dropped the kids off at school today because I thought you could really enjoy having some extra time to just enjoy your coffee.
When you know
what the person's stressor is, or when you know what's like, if they hear like, if I only could break free of this, if you break that thing that they're trying to get free of and take it over, that's an act of service. So listen in for that one.
Oh, yeah.
And
I've been turning
number
on the
5.
coffee maker for my husband. It's an act of service.
That's nice.
It frees up 30 seconds for him. The coffee maker is already warmed up.
That's
ready to go.
But what it says is, I see you and the patterns you go into, the patterns that we've established, and I want to be there along with you, even if it means just turning on the coffee pot.
Right.
So when you come down, you don't grumble, you smile.
Exactly.
Okay.
We got one more?
Now, physical touch, number 5.
Yep.
That's a danger one. That's a danger one for us guys. Because we think that means sex. That means that, like, turn down the lights, I'm going to give you number 5.
That's
like, you might as well not. Yeah, no. Physical touch is about holding hands, about wrapping your arm, about cuddling, about just that thing you did when you first started dating, that romantic, that tender touch, not the, I got to get this started so we can get to the other part soon. That doesn't work.
Unless you're not a physical touch person, because I'm not. I'm like, let's have the sex and then let's separate and get a snack.
That's a different show. That's
like,
like,
let me just
that's
hold
another
you.
whole episode right there.
I'm just saying that
Yeah.
physical
So
touch for some people is like,
Yeah.
So what I want you to do, though, is understand what your spouse's is. So, or your partners, or even your kids, because I tried to raise my kid based on my language, and I figured out really quick that didn't work. So if you head over to click.successlifeu.com, so spell out the word click, there is not only a short description of everything we talked about, but there's a little quiz involved, so you can, like, ask yourself or ask your spouse.
say it again.
Here's what I
say
want
it again so people write it down.
So click, CLICK, dot successlifeu.com.
Life.
And it'll take you to a blog I wrote.
Life.
Life.
Okay.
SuccessLifeU.com.
So, and there's a description and everything related to it over there. The thing is, if you want to restart a marriage, if you've been like on the COVID porcupine scale, if things have been a little, don't be afraid to say, look, I was watching In the Burbs. This guy was talking about love languages. I think I know yours, but it'd be really fun if we took the quiz. Say, I just want to love you better in 2021 than I ever have before. And to do that right, I need a starting point. Can I have you take this quiz with me? Can we sit down and talk about it? Ask, like, what does it feel like when you know that I love you? What does it sound like when you really feel I love you? When did I really, really nail it so I can use that as a reference point? Because if you don't ask, you can't begin to change. And if you don't begin to change, nothing's going to change. And so I really, don't be afraid to say, and I had to do it. I had to do it in my own relationship. I think I'm screwing this up and I need some help getting back on track. And I'm not sure where to start. And it was, when I ask for time, I don't mean just sitting staring at the TV. I was like, okay. You could have said this differently.
Okay. Yeah.
I hear you. It's okay to give feedback, but don't do it in the moment. Wait until there's a little bit of breathing space and say, oh, by the way, I really appreciate the effort you meant. But next time, could we make suggestions, offer hints, but do it in the understanding that you just want to love the other person better and you want to be loved better because you're worthy of it.
Oh, that's my favorite.
That's
Eric,
so
Coach
good.
Eric thing. You are worthy. Eric, you're not going to believe this. We're out of time.
We're already out of time.
We're out of time. So I want everyone to click. You spell it out, CLICK.success.
Life
you. And everybody can find you on Success Life You or Eric G. Reid, REID.
Yes, you do daily segments on your Facebook page.
You're going to make us better people.
You are.
You're going to make us better people.
I'm just listening and taking it all in.
I know. I'm doing everything wrong.
Me too.
So we are so excited. I hope everybody celebrates, and we'll put Coach Eric's. I hope you take time to go to In the Burbs and say, welcome, Coach Eric, to In the Burbs, because we are so happy that he's here.
Thank you, Coach Eric, and we will see you soon.
Yeah,
and
we'll
thank
see
you
you
for
in March.
joining us. It is almost time to go. Amy,
I know.
This went by so quickly.
Okay,
and
so
on our next show, on February 17th, we will have Cassandra Seidenfeld, a New York City actor and sitcom writer, and Suzanne Carpenter.
She's going to help us understand our food confusion.
Oh, Suzanne's coming on to talk about
food confusion.
Yes, we need Suzanne. And we have Karen Morgan, a comic.
Yeah.
We have 3 guests again next time.
We do.
Amy.
It's packed. We're having so fun.
So
People asking to be on the show.
I hope you all have a fabulous Valentine's Day and enjoy the Super Bowl this weekend.
And thank you for sharing
Thanks
and
for
watching the
joining
show.
and
We love
sharing.
you so much.
Bye-bye.
Happy Valentine's Day. Bye.
Thank you for joining Amy and Gina in the Burbs. Our stories are inspired by you. Join our community. You can follow and like us on our In the Burbs Facebook page, where we welcome your questions and comments. It's tough out there, but we're in this together.
The United Intentions Foundation and its associates take no responsibility for the opinions and statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests.